When someone is a victim of harassment, there is a lot of accumulation that takes place. There is a lot of stimuli that comes your way. There are a lot of emotions. There are a lot of different circumstances. There are a lot of things that people become sensitized to. And it all accumulates. And it's all part of an equation. And that equation is, one of destruction. Is one of taking things that are, in order, logical, healthy, and putting them into a state of chaos. You have, different types of stimuli coming your way. Some of them are, not even based in logic. They're unorthodox. They're futile. The only thing that can come out of them is confusion. When someone is gaslighting you, they are putting you into a state of chaos to where they are confusing you. They don't want you to know what's really going on, and they want to deceive you. When you get, unorthodox behavior that you're meant to notice to agitate you or to feed into a type of syllogistic reasoning that comes from a presupposition along with some of these gaslighting techniques, it's stimuli to get you in a state where you believe a lie. And the essence of chaos is, really just a bunch of things that are not true. Things that don't add up to anything that would be productive or have meaning. And when someone gets, harassed and stalked, nothing is what it means. Comments are, nothing but malicious activities. Behaviors are not a real form of communication anymore. They're always, they have some type of hidden meaning or code. A lot of times targeted individuals will get those innuendos. They will get, the double entendre. They'll get all these forms of stimuli that are not really legitimate. There's something that goes along with them. And there's that code of destruction, that element of chaos that comes out of the whole thing, and it doesn't do anything but destroy. And with all this accumulation and stimuli coming towards the targeted individual, well, there has to be something to balance it out. That's why I make these videos. Because really one of the big problems, and I've talked about this before, is that you are isolated. People that experience this type of harassment are alone. And they are forced to deal with all that accumulation, with all that stimuli coming at them, and they have nothing else to battle it with. They don't have any affirmation. They don't have anyone that they can talk to or whatever and say, man, this is going on, and this is the way it makes me feel. And everybody that they have in their life, oh, you're just nuts. You need to go see a doctor. Or you're, I don't know, okay, and it's just sarcasm. No one to connect with. No affirmation. And it just throws everything off. That's part of this equation. That's why I make these videos. You need that affirmation. You need to know that this stuff is wrong, first of all. Because that's one of the other things that's going to come at you. That's part of the gaslighting. You deserve it. You're a horrible person, and these people have the right to do it, or you're crazy, you're hallucinating, you're just making all this stuff up, nothing's really going on, or it's just one of those things that you're just imagining all of this, and a lot of one of the big problems is that people do start to read into things because it's designed to mess your brain up. It's designed to make you paranoid. There's plenty of targeted individuals out there that are kind of hanging out in cuckoo banana town, but it doesn't mean it's not real. Okay. There's a lot of targeted individuals out there that are processing information, that's coming at them in a way that's self-centered because that's the way they've been pushed. And they're wrong about a lot of things, but it doesn't mean they're not being harassed. It doesn't mean it's not real. It doesn't mean that there are not real attacks going on. Whether or not that the person that's experiencing this stuff is processing all the information correctly, they are seeing exactly what they're supposed to be seeing, whether they're processing it right or not. When you run into a synchronicity or something, or, you find yourself in a predicament where things are just happening one after the other and there's no possible way that it could be a coincidence, well, you might process that information wrong. You might look at it the wrong way, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. Right? I was watching a video of a person who, they were, talking about some pretty legitimate things. People who are being influenced by spiritual, forces, things that have to do, with different, types of conspiracy theories. The only problem that they were having is they put themselves right in the middle of the center of it, instead of realizing that, a lot of the information that's coming at them is legitimate, but it's not as personalized as they may think. And you get lost. You get out there. You're experiencing all these things, and you're being spiritually harassed, in my opinion, as well. What's that going to do? Who knows? You're going to start thinking a lot of different things, and a lot of those mental narratives that are in your mind, they're coming from the spirit realm. When you all of a sudden become agitated, you might start thinking about problems that you're having that there's really no logical way you could solve it because it's out of your control. You can't make other people's decisions for them, or you'll remember something that you can't do anything about. You can't time travel. You might get agitated about a past event. Well, okay, that's not going to do you any good, but there it is, popping up in your mind. Or you might be, in another situation where you're, just trying to, deal with things that are coming at you, and you can't because you're being, clustered by all these other different things. That's by design. You have to realize that all these things are going to accumulate. And, the effects they can be predictable, and sometimes they can be unexpected. I've mentioned before that some of the gaslighting that people who experience this type of harassment get is that they're, impatient. They'll get a lot of accusations, or they're ungrateful or angry, or that they just don't care, or whatever. Well, they're worn out. A lot of those things are just logically going to happen in the life of these people just because of what they're dealing with, right? You can see the methodology, and not only can you see the meaningless, type of scenario that you've entered into. You have to deal with it. It's got frustration written all over it. But, the thing you got to remember is, you are minding your own business. You're not cooking this thing up. And, first of all, you don't have to ascribe any kind of meaning to it. That's just part of the gaslighting. That's part of the psychosomatic strategy of, the entities and the people that are messing with you. Because when you run into a situation, your brain is going to try to, logically figure out why this is happening. It's going to try and bring meaning to the situation. It's going to try and reconcile what's going on. That's just the way we think. And when the stimuli is accumulative like it is with target individuals, and that it's chaotic, or even, a part of a deceptive lie, what's going to happen? You're going to come to the wrong conclusion. You're going to come to all kinds of wrong conclusions, because that's just the nature of it. It's chaotic. You have to let this thing just fall right where it is, dead on the ground. And if there's a meaning to it, it means something to whoever's doing it. It doesn't mean anything to you. I'm serious. Think about that. You need to really think about that. Because you see a lot of targeted individuals, they come up with all these meanings, and they come up with all these reasons that people are, doing this to them. And you know what? It's all baloney. You can think whatever you want about what people are doing, but it's, first of all, like I said, you have to remember it's wrong. Okay? So that they're the ones that are deceived first off. They're the ones that are being gaslighted and incorporated in something that is illegitimate and chaotic, futile and destructive, and it's going to have an effect. Okay, they're headed down that path. You got to know that right away. So what's it mean then? It doesn't mean anything. And, that's why a lot of the time I talk about the spiritual application to this stuff, because if you don't realize, where you are and what you're dealing with, you're going to come to the wrong conclusion. A lot of people think they're being persecuted. Maybe they are. But as far as the methodology and the things that are coming at you, they don't mean anything, because they're just attacks. When you get attacked with something, that's trying to come in. It's like a virus. A lot of you guys out there are experiencing, different forms of harassment. When somebody hacks your phone, a lot of the time that comes in on something, maybe with a text, or it comes in on an app, or malware is, introduced in one form or another, and it looks legitimate, but it's not. And that's how it gets in there. None of this stuff is really legitimate. And that's all you have to remember. It's just a form of deconstructing everything that has meaning. Isolating you, putting you into a state of confusion, getting you to believe all kinds of lies about yourself, getting you to believe things that might get you into an area where you're becoming grandiose so that you can look crazy, pushing you into a place where you can become volatile and violent. And all of the whole thing, well, what does it mean? Well, I don't, like I said, I'm going to let them figure it out. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me. I'm not doing it. I'm minding my own business. I might just be going to work. I might just be sitting, doing whatever I'm doing. However it works, the meaning is going to come from, whatever these people put on it, because as far as I'm concerned, it has no meaning. You're just being subjected to it. And like I said, when you get into the spiritual axiom, you have to remember where you are. What am I saying? What's the kingdom of darkness? It's chaos. It's taking order. It's taking things that God has made and given meaning to and deconstructing it, ruining it, taking it to a place where it's chaotic. Let it go back to who it came from. Guys, be good to yourselves. Be safe.